Welcome to another episode of The Doctor and the Chef. Chef, how are you?
Well, pretty good, I have to say. We are really getting deep into the muskets, the Tokays,
These are not muskets. What are they?
Tokayes.
Tokaye! Yeah,
And this one
Tokay.
is a...
This is a Tokay and this
Tokay.
is a Topaque.
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 So, Topaque. It's opaque, like a Topaque. I'm going to throw to you for the story.
So, in another episode, we've already talked about Tokaye from Hungary. And this wine is traditionally been a very popular wine throughout Europe. It was one of the premium wine regions alongside Champagne, Burgundy,
And as
Bordeaux.
I've said, quite a delicate wine, sort of sherry-like, and this one is like our Botrytis Riesling, but a little lighter. Both fantastic wines. Clearly appellation controlled now, which is where we move on to the Australian version.
Now, the Hungarian wines were so popular that back in the turn of the century, Emperor Franz Joseph of Hungary, or Austro-Hungarian Empire, for example, he had a tradition of sending Queen Victoria of Britain a gift of Tokay, a bottle of this, okay? Every year on her birthday, one bottle for every month
She'd been alive.
she had lived, 12 months for the year, and on her 81st birthday and final birthday in 1900, he sent a total of 972 bottles.
Well, I reckon they would have been drinking that after dinner at bloody Harry's wedding on the weekend. No question about it.
Oh,
Because
no
they'd
doubt.
they'd still have it.
No
And
doubt.
Given that it's an old sweet wine, it would still be okay.
So that's the sort of the people that were drinking this were all of the most famous,
highest end of the high
It was
end.
the top. Now after World War One, it all went to shit. Okay, because
Hungary was not
all
a
the
great
lines
place after. It wasn't really
changed,
Hungary's
and then
fault.
by the end of World War Two,
By
it was
lines,
completely
he means
taken over by
all
the
the
Russians.
borders of Hungary, and a lot of borders in Europe changed after the war.
Thanks for that, Chef. That was really good. So there was some
fathomable that you could be this highly educated and be able to speak in such generalisations. The lines all changed.
The
and
lines
then it
all
all went
changed.
to shit.
Well, the cartographers, they changed the lines on the maps. Anyway, we digress. Anyway, so the purpose of today's episode is to talk about the fact that this wine is the same as an Australian Tokay or Topaque. You might see the difference in the colour.
Okay, well, let's have a go. So we've got the two
Hungarians.
Tokayes.
So we've got a Petunia 3, which means 3 levels of the sweetness.
And as I've mentioned before, I think it's just a sweet wine at this point, almost sherry-like. Doc?
Look, for me, I think it's really nice. It's just got a hint of sweetness and it cuts through nicely. It'd be you could actually eat this with an entree. It'd be really good with seafood, I think.
Yeah. No,
You don't think so?
I think it's something that you want at the end of your meal. It's so sweet that it needs to come at the end. It's,
For me, it's something that I would do at the start.
Okay.
So I think it'll work really well as an aperitif right at the start. I just think it'll be really nice.
very left field, Doc. Very
It
left
is.
field. But
That's
we'll give it a
why
go. We'll give it a go sometime. That's why they probably would
this-
do the doctorate, not me. Same thing. Very sweet, this one.
Now this one, so there's a very strong melon flavours that come through for me. There's honeydew melon. There's honey flavours that come through.
Deep honey flavour.
Deep honey flavours.
Yeah, I'd be going more, if I were to pinpoint a fruit, I'd be more of the peachy.
Honey's not a fruit.
Yeah, no, but you were talking about fruits before. If I were to go with melon, I wouldn't be going melon, I'd be going more of the peaches and the nectarine sort of flavours.
Yeah, okay.
Or you're getting that nectar coming out of them.
For me, it is really the nectar of the gods. It's lovely. It's a lovely wine.
But one thing that I can say that is different with these two as compared to our Botrytis Riesling and our ports in Australia is that, and I'm very interested to see what these taste like. The nectar style isn't there. The thick viscosity isn't there. This just has quite a light.
It's very sharp.
Quite a light wine,
and it's
on the
crisp.
palate, and it's quite crisp.
So it doesn't give you that. It doesn't give you that lingering flavour.
All right, so immediately the difference in the Australian wines.
Let's try the. Let's swap this around actually. So we'll swap it around. Sorry.
So immediately with the Australian ones, you can see there's a different colour.
Now you can see to start with. This one is the Campbells.
that means there's-
no, hang on. What have I done? Oh look, I bought the wrong wine. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
What I was going to say here is that you immediately see the colour difference. The difference here is, and these have obviously been left on skin, or whatever they say, whatever the phrase is, picked, I don't know, something, which gives it the red colour. Smells like muscatels, instantly, sultanas, muscatels, dried fruit. Has a very, a much more toffee flavour.
full-bodied, yeah.
Very
Some caramel
toffee.
coming through.
Well, even you've cooked the caramel ever so slightly too far, so it's just clicked over into that toffee flavour. Burnt sugar.
But you can still taste the sweetness, and it's still
There's a real burnt
it's a white
sugar
wine.
flavour in there
It's
for
still
me.
a white wine grape.
Yep.
Now, and this is the difference between this and and what we might look at with a
Exceptionally
port.
intense flavour.
Okay, so it's really different. Now,
Very intense flavour.
Now, that was the Campbell's Topaque.
It's like Campbell's soup, but it's wine. It's nothing like Campbell's soup.
Nothing like Campbell's soup. Now, this is the Morris Topaque. Actually, it's got a bit of Campbell's soup smell. No.
Okay. You're really talking really toffee flavours. The toffee flavours are sweet toffee. There was a bit more bitter toffee in this one for me. Very sweet. I'm really getting the sultanas. And the muscatel, the dried muscatel flavour.
Yeah, very much so. So if you're thinking about this is where you get those flavours of sultanas. If you were to just think what liquid sultana would be, this is what it is.
It's liquid toffee to me. It's liquid toffee, Doc. All right, they're very different. Like, they're extremely different. I cannot overstate the difference between these two wines. This is now, without question to me, this is an after dinner wine. This has some flexibility because of its lightness. Much more agility.
They're very different when you taste them together. Now, one of the things you'll notice is, why have we shown you Topaques and Tokays? Well, the reason is because this is the appellation.
The controlled appellation.
Okay, so they have control over the only people that can now call their wine Tokay are the wines from Hungary. There are wines in Australia which were called Tokay for 100 years. Well, we'll say 100 years. And there are wines in France that were called Tokay. They have now changed. And so these are, in Australia we call them Topaques. And this is what you get. It is the same principle, which is you're having grapes. You've got grapes in the mix that have a sweetness because of the mold. It's the botrytis type mold that has.
And if I were to add something, this is very close to our botrytis Riesling. These are close to our muscats. This is a sherry.
But these are not muscats.
No, I know they're not. But that's if I was trying to make it a more obvious comparison. Having said all of that, Doc, this has been a spectacular taste. I can't believe the difference between the same grapes. A great experience. A wine, all four wines never tasted before.
So chef, if you were to give a top tip from your perspective, what would you say about these four wines?
I think this is actually the winner as far as I'm concerned. These are special. These would be spectacular with any desserts, any cheese platters, anything after dinner. Sherry, if you're a sherry lover, sweet sherry, this is it. But this one here mimics our Noble One Botrytis Riesling almost identically, and I have a soft spot for it. So that's my tip. But you got to like sweet wine, I can tell you.
So certainly for me, you can see the gradation here of sweetness. We actually had this in order of how sweet the wines are. This one is by far and away.
This is liquid toffee, mate. Liquid toffee.
This one for me, I agree, is tremendous. You would do very well to go into your Dan Murphy's store in Australia and to buy a bottle of this. The key issue that you're looking for if you're going to buy a Tokay, traditional Tokay, you're looking for the highest number petunias or petunche.
Petunias.
Anyway, whatever. It's the Puttonys. I think it is. OS. So if you do that, you will be winning. Very winning. That is something.
Our 5 petunias seems to be the go. All right, here's cheers to 5 petunias. Petunia, 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 petunia. Petunia!
check out another episode of The Doctor and the Chef, and please subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Cheers.